All right, today we are diving deep into Project Hail Mary. We're not just going to talk about the plot, but really get into the ideas at its core. The stuff that makes it stick with you long after you finished it.
So, the whole story kicks off in this profound quiet. Imagine it. Our main character wakes up totally alone, no memory, and the silence of space isn't just empty. It's this vast, heavy presence. It's a feeling that really sets the stage for a journey that's as much about what's inside his head as what's outside the ship.
And this first leg of the journey is super personal. We're not talking about some big, flashy hero story here. It's about something way more fragile, more fundamental. Just a mind, all alone, trying to piece itself back together, one thought at a time, in the middle of absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, this story doesn't start with a big call to action or a heroic pose. It starts in the most human place imaginable, just a fog of complete and utter confusion. He has no clue who he is, where he is, or why. It's a terrifyingly blank slate, which is exactly what makes what he does next so incredible. But here's where things get really interesting. That paralyzing confusion, it doesn't just lead to him giving up. Instead, it sparks curiosity. That very human need to figure things out, to solve the puzzle. And that's the moment, right there, that a scary situation starts to feel like a mission, and fear turns into action. So what we end up with isn't some sudden, brave moment or a flash of genius. His identity is built on something much quieter. It's just the simple, powerful act of keeping going, solving one problem and then the next, even when a giant void is all you know. Okay, so he's starting to get a sense of who he is, and now he has to face the true scale of the emptiness around him. And his main weapon in this fight isn't muscle or wishful thinking, it's science. It's a system of logic that, in literally the loneliest place in the universe, becomes his only friend. And this rhythm becomes the heartbeat of the whole story. A problem that seems impossible pops up, but logic shows him a way through. Abstract ideas become real tools, and every single calculation is like a shield holding back disaster. It's so compelling because it shows us that even in total chaos, there's a structure, if you just know how to find it. Science stops being just some idea in a textbook and becomes a real companion. These cold, hard facts turn into a guide that leads him through the dark, promising him that even when things feel random, there's a pattern, a solution, just waiting to be found. And along with all that logic, you know what else he's got in his toolkit? A sense of humor. And it's so much more than just a way to cope. It's a lifeline. It's this subtle act of defiance. I mean, making a joke when you're facing total annihilation. That's you taking back a tiny piece of control. And it makes this whole journey feel so much more real. Now, science is great and all, but there's one problem it just can't solve. Loneliness. It almost becomes its own character in the story. This constant shadow that creates this deep, powerful need for connection. And then, boom, the whole story just pivots. Someone else shows up, and the mission is completely transformed. It's not just about one guy trying to survive anymore. It's about two beings discovering things together. The universe is no longer defined by emptiness, but by companionship and trust. And really, this is what it's all been building towards. The story shows that even across species, in the most alien situation you can possibly imagine, empathy is the one thing that can bridge any gap. It's a connection that's way more powerful than any math equation. So this connection, it completely changes the game. It reframes the whole point of the journey, and it forces him and us to ask a much, much deeper question about what this is all for. Think about it. The mission was always about survival, right? But now the story asks something bigger. Is just surviving enough? It makes a powerful case that just staying alive, just getting through it, isn't a real win if you have to sacrifice everything that makes life worth living. And this is where the story completely redefines what success even means. It's not about saving a planet anymore. It's about something so much smaller and more personal, a single connection. The real meaning, the story argues, isn't found in finishing the mission, but in the bonds you make and what you're willing to do for each other. But let's be real, this new definition doesn't sugarcoat things. The story is very clear that survival is messy. It's not easy. Every single choice has a real weight to it, a real consequence, and building a true connection often means you have to make a huge sacrifice. As the whole journey comes to its quiet, beautiful end, this is the message that really hits home. It's this incredible reminder that in a universe that's infinitely huge, the things that really matter, the things with the most weight, are often these small, personal moments of connection.
And that's the magic of Project Hail Mary, isn't it? It's not a story that's just shouted at you. It's an experience that you feel. It doesn't scream for your attention, but it leaves this gentle, powerful echo that just stays with you. It is simply, quietly unforgettable.
So, as we wrap this up, the story kind of leaves us with a question to carry with us. In a life full of big plans and huge events, what's the small, maybe unexpected connection that's had the biggest impact on you?